Halloween.
I think we are all aware that the original Halloween is a cultural cornerstone of the horror genre. And why not? It kickstarted the slasher boom of the early 80s. It was the most profitable film of its time based on its budget. It launched the career of Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter and introduced the world to the boogeyman himself, Michael Myers, a living embodiment of pure evil. John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were able to tap into a cultural fear that both delighted and terrified audiences of the late 70s. It's a movie that, despite its similarities to critical punching bags like Friday the 13th, is well beloved and regarded as a classic in suspense and horror, much like its main inspiration, Psycho.
And a good example of that is the fact that both of us gave favorable reviews to a very scary 1978 horror film named Halloween.
There are a lot of different movies that people claim are inspirations for this seminal film. There are arguments to be made that Black Christmas, a horror classic in its own right, heavily influenced Halloween. The argument being that since the film's events take place around a holiday and it contains a voyeuristic point of view of the killer, it in some way must have inspired Halloween. Which I won't disagree with entirely. The holiday theme makes sense as an inspiration, but voyeurism is a theme present in a lot of John Carpenter's work predating even Black Christmas. His student film, Captain Voyeur, quite literally has the same kind of shots that Halloween would use, and these are much closer than the frantic POV shots in Black Christmas. No, this theme of watching unsuspecting people from a distance is most likely picked up from the works of Alfred Hitchcock. Of course it's in Psycho, but it's also in movies like Rear Window. Psycho is deep within the DNA of Halloween, from the types of shots present in the film, to the weapon's choice of the killer, to the characters' names, to the use of the music. The music for these films are used in very similar ways. The scores are creepy and unnerving, giving the impression that something is deeply wrong even when nothing particularly spectacular is happening on screen. Do you think the scenes involving Dr. Loomis forewarning the police would be as effective if it weren't for this score?
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.